What's up? Commander Melander? You are too? Project Gnome? Good to see you, man. Good morning. It's been almost 2 weeks since I was, on. Feels good to be back. Taxes kicked my ass. I always procrastinate to the last minute. That does not help. Oh, sorry. Getting situated here. We got 5 minutes until this is live.
Usually we come up with something musical to talk about, but we didn't think of anything ahead of time. What?
Just anything at all.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, Declan?
There's some Among Us drawings on the whiteboard.
Got some Jared chatter in the background here.
A couple of them, though.
Oh yeah.
Who of you plays a?
This is
That's so 2019.
their Q&A on inventory and crafting.
Okay, okay. There's only 4 people who would have drawn that on there, and 3 of them are here. No, nobody can hear you, Seb.
Give me a second here. I'm still getting set up.
With Among Us, don't get me wrong.
No,
I just don't know why it's on there.
Now, isn't it?
I didn't know what time they were going to be doing this morning, so I just kind of had it up on the second screen waiting for the
Plenty when we were locked in.
stuff to start.
You guys are harsh. I've never played it, so I have no comment on it. What do you want to talk about, Torsten?
Nothing.
That's why you're the ideal That Show guest. Pick a topic.
The topic, the popcorn basket.
The popcorn basket.
Yeah.
This is my. I went to see Project Hail Mary. Go ahead and turn the camera on. Why not? Went to go see Project Hail Mary. It's our thing. See Project Hail Mary. Show's not started yet, everybody. We still got 3 minutes.
Let's see what the volume looks like here. Seems kind of quiet, doesn't it?
They're getting really ridiculous.
Oh, here we go. I can fix that.
This was a pretty good replica of the helmet.
Yeah.
So and I got one. I went up to the.
How's that
counter
volume relative to
after the movie,
mine?
and I'm like, "Can I have the popcorn bucket?" And she's like, "Sure." What? And she started filling. I'm like, "No. Don't get like. I don't actually want the popcorn. I just want a clean, replica of."
On
of
time
the
for
helmet."
once. Yeah, you are,
She's like,
Griff.
"Well, you have to have the popcorn." I said,
Good to see you,
"Can we
Carbide.
not be people?" Can we not? It was a scout just trying to do
Nathan
her job.
Drift, going
And I'm
well?
like, can we not? I won't tell anybody that you didn't give me popcorn.
Morning, P.
You
Wolf.
don't tell anybody that I didn't want popcorn. And she was like,
Hope we hear more about their plans for low quality materials. That's a good point.
Okay.
This would be a really good time for them to talk about
It's one of the
their
few
material
advantages of my
plan.
American accent in England, probably. I think.
Just one question.
There are no
When?
advantages of my
If the answer isn't
But yeah, I thought
4.8,
it was a
I'll
really
be
good
sad,
film.
Yeah,
Panda.
that's cool.
When what, Griff?
But yeah, Project Hail Mary. It's a pretty good movie.
It's a very good film.
You all seen it?
Nope.
I haven't
Not yet.
got to it.
Vacation for a couple
Hey,
weeks?
you know.
Dang, dude.
We talk every once in a while. It's like, hey, we've seen this. And it's like,
You traveling or just
He's only the
taking
design
time off?
Director for the entire game. Lots of time. Lots of time.
The amount of time, free time that I have is very limited. Yeah, and mostly spent on audiobooks lately. So
Oh yeah. What are you listening to?
I'm still waking
just,
up. This is
finished,
early for
Mark
me.
of the Fool. It's a progression fantasy series, kind of based on D&D.
I haven't even got my
but,
coffee in me yet.
Expanded. It's actually
Is
a
it
lot of fun.
Is this the like the what did Rich introduce me to a genre? The lit
RPG.
Lit RPG, is that lit
So
RPG?
it's either fantasy or
Staycation? Hell
sci-fi,
yeah. That's my
but
favorite
it's
kind,
based
man.
on game systems. So the world doesn't take place in a game, but there's often a system that tells everybody in the world what their stats are and how they're progressing. And so they've always got that feedback from the system of like how they can grow and progress. So it's very, very numbers based. It feels like a game. but
Did
it's
it
not
work for
supposed
an
to
hour
be
and
an
still
actual
waking up? Yeah.
And that's a whole genre of.
I mean, technically, I have been too,
Yeah,
but
Rich wrote his own book.
It's not a place to plug.
in the same boat as you, man.
Stuff.
But I didn't say the name of
Just
the
got a
book. I
burn
just thought it was
vacation,
cool.
yeah.
We came to this conversation genuinely.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to ruin it.
I don't have that luxury anymore. Ever since I stopped working W2,
What do you do with your time?
I don't get
Torsten? We still
vacation
got 2
days, so
Show us
I still take time.
I got a clock. Declan, what do you
It's
do for
definitely a totally
To be
different
honest, at the moment, I've just been chilling, going home, chilling, playing
Mental
some games, but you can't really make
set of decisions, though,
Like,
whenever
what
it's
do you
like,
it be dangerous.
I need to
stay
take
the same
time off,
genre.
but it just means,
won't.
no income for that
that's
period.
Old,
Makes it
old
very
marketing
different.
BS.
Also,
I definitely miss like.
What game are you playing?
Oh man, I got a
think you can't
backlog of 8 weeks. I got to burn some.
Secret games.
I play Starfield. I play No Man's Sky. The last update for No Man's Sky when they added Pokemon stuff was so cool. See, there's no taboo here.
You're just afraid we're going
Okay, here's the one guy that plays
That
Starfield.
might be. We might judge you.
Just happened to be Jared.
Not those kind of games. Let's just make that very
G'day, Riggsy.
sensible.
Is it one of those Japanese dating games?
It is not one of those.
Oh yeah, blank screen. What the hell? Sorry. I can fix that
How much
easy.
time we got? Still,
Not that we're judging.
No, of course not.
Thorsten, what do you do for fun?
Baking.
Baking.
He's so
There we go.
good at it.
There we go. Sorry about
And
that.
how long have we known each other, and how many times have you brought me a baked good?
Hey, it's a
They haven't started yet, so we didn't miss
Just have to
anything.
come by.
Other than this.
Every
Chatter
Monday
about playing
there's plenty,
Starfield.
But the rate that it gets consumed is actually increased over the last couple of weeks.
What do you call
Concerned the
those-
fleet ops
those
is coming
round
too
ones
soon.
with the filling.
The
I feel like we
tiny
need at
ones,
least one
Yeah.
patch.
they are quite.
With
instancing,
I would be like 30
ship rearming and
pounds every day.
refueling and new social tools before they could. Well,
First time, knowingly anyway.
yeah, I can see where you're coming from,
was on
Griff. It's
A pancake.
probably going to be unstable as hell, but this is. We are back in like the
made out
move
of,
fast and break shit
Sesame.
Sesame seeds.
phase.
Yeah.
Oh, roll the credit thing. Go ahead.
Transport preview? No, I
Do
haven't
the
tried.
credit thing. Do the title thing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Star Citizen Live. And if you have any questions, Seb, that part doesn't go on YouTube. Just from here.
I told you, people, I'm still waking up. I wasn't
I'm
even looking
host.
at the.
Jared. And if you've never seen Star Citizen Live before, it's where normally I know my own name. They told me before I had to move my heartburn medication. It's like, don't tell people you have heartburn. It's still there. It's about where
All right, they're still waking
the
up
title
too, and they don't have the excuse we have. It's like late afternoon over there.
Bro, Jared.
Go ahead. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Star Citizen Live. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. If you've never seen Star Citizen Live before, it's where we take an hour out of our program. Nope. Look, we put up a thread.
Squadron 42 stuff's a
And
good
we
point,
asked you for
Griff.
questions about inventory and crafting. And you guys came with questions about inventory crafting. And then these three guys, let's show them. They went through that thread and they picked 26 that they wanted to
26
talk about
questions?
today. They put them on a list. They made some notes. Some of us have the notes printed up, so make sure we don't forget
I feel like
stuff.
this might be
Now
one of
we're
them
here
like
to
hour
talk
plus
to
ones.
you and answer your questions. Joining us on the show this week, Rick, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hello, I'm Rick Porter. I'm the design director.
Just checking
at
one more time.
CIG.
Volume's okay?
I work both on Star
Want you to
Citizen
put it up,
and
Dan?
Squadron 42, but mostly lately I've been focusing on the design for Star Citizen and getting one release out after another in the last couple of years.
Yeah. 11 releases last year. Yeah.
Pretty proud of that, honestly.
Yeah. Only because you're next to him. I just no. Because you don't bring me baked goods. Declan, tell everybody who you are and what you want to do.
Yeah, my name's Declan or Dec, system designer, so it involves helping design systems and then maintain them once they're out live, such as crafting. Yeah.
Which is one of the things we're talking
Which is
about.
very convenient for this show.
We didn't plan that at all.
No.
And Thorsten, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Thorsten. I'm his manager, and he's my manager.
I'm in the middle of this sandwich.
Between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see the way the crap flows. So the subject of today's show is crafting and inventory. In our latest major release, 4.7. 4.7. Nobody nodded. They were just completely oblivious.
That's the previous one, yes.
Yeah, we introduced a first iteration of crafting to the Precision universe, where we begin this long journey of putting greater agency and control of the player experience into the hands of those people who play the game, or don't play the game. They just watch the shows and make unfortunate comments. Also, we updated
All right, the
crafting
volume
with
should
a
be
big,
pretty good now.
interface
Let me know
for
if it's not.
crafting and whatnot. So, like I said, let's get the questions. Zerator says Jared. Yes, Zerator. You took up 5 lines in Twitch chat. I'll stop the whole show. What do you want?
5 lines of Twitch
Yeah,
chat.
it's going to be that kind of show. You didn't know this? You didn't know this by this point?
Sounds
It's gonna
good.
be that
Cool,
kind of show.
thanks.
Nothing. Zerator is suspiciously quiet now. All right. So let's jump into the questions we got. These are in no particular order. Right off the bat, will we be able to increase quality of a material? Now, this is a big thing because in 4.7, not just crafting come online, but a major change to all materials where now it's not just, hey, I'm grabbing iron and hey, I'm grabbing aluminum. I almost said aluminium because I've been here 4 years. Now you have to search for varying qualities and get the best qualities and stuff. Will we be able to increase the quality of such material?
Yeah, start with a hot question. Current plan is no. You won't be able to increase the quality of the material, and there's a few aspects that go into that. Firstly, we would like rare materials and valuable materials to remain rare and valuable. Concern being that if I can take a large chunk of low quality, condense it into high quality, given enough time, players will have high quality everything. And that greatly devalues the future play trading opportunities, where we really want to see the scenario of a player finds a super high rare, high value ore deposit, and perhaps on their player base they set up a shop, and then you have people coming to your shop and like buying from you, and you get to interact with them and so on. The second part is there is a need for the lower and mid quality to have greater value at the moment, because it's
I
bigger
agree with
numbers
that,
better.
Catalyst.
Everyone's searching for the high quality, so to resolve this, our plan is with the refining updates that you have 2 ingredients for when you're refining. One of them will be a primary, 2 or more, it could be 2 or more to be fair, 2 or more could be secondary, and the quality of the secondary determines how much of it you need, whereas the primary is the quality of the primary is used for the refined material. So if it's iron,
But I
we
think
always
this
go for
system
steel
will help
example.
that,
So
Catalyst.
if you're making steel, primary is iron, 750 quality iron makes 750 steel. Carbon, the quality is not too important, so you can get a massive amount of carbon, however much you need, of terrible quality, shove it in and get your steel.
So the value in the lower quality stuff will be in using it to get a greater quantity.
Not quantity, it's just for the secondary inputs, you need less of it if it's high quality, but you can still use any quality.
Okay.
So you can farm up loads and just shove it in as secondary.
So there's a purpose for the lower quality, and it's, to be very honest, it's something that we discuss a lot. Actually, discussed a lot, if we want to go down this road. And as Deck already described, one of the main reasons why we want to stick with this approach of you not being able to upgrade the materials is that we still want you to search for higher grades, that we don't want you to hoard lower grades, because at some point you will be able to upgrade. And for that reasons, we came up with some solutions of making the lower quality actually worthwhile to holding onto them, especially then once we have the refining process in.
Yeah, and
This makes a lot of sense
When
to
we
me.
find those really high level ones, we want that to be exciting. We want that to feel like a moment. And if you could just get higher easy, you would dilute that experience.
Plus, it's good. It seems to me like you're finding a nice compromise here then between, for the people who gather casually, there's a path, there's a useful for the stuff, for the lesser quality stuff they get. But for the people who dedicate themselves, like, I am going to be a miner, that is my job, because you're going to keep those higher resources more valuable, that effort is going to be more rewarding to those people, because they're going to be able to sell that stuff to.
Exactly, that is the point.
Yeah.
Not just
Because
dedicated
with
miners,
that,
but
we
explorers. That
open
feels
up
like
the
a,
opportunities for players to sell it, right? If every player is able to
An
upgrade
explorer
their
outlet.
materials, then like we
Generating
swamp
those
the
maps
market
of
with
the
high
valuable stuff.
quality.
Of course, that relies on player trading, and
Yeah.
we've got to get there at some point. There's a question. We'll wait until we get to the question. I don't remember what number it was.
Yeah.
It's number 2. Player trading.
How convenient.
We will, Commander Millennium. And I do think they need to make that less
I lied when I
painful.
said there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just forgot.
I don't mind that it's time consuming.
Player
I
trading
hate
is
that
a
it's
much-needed
annoying. You know what I
feature
mean?
Now that we have crafting. Any news on that?
Yes and no. It's something that's really important to me.
They just
in
need to make it more
particular.
enjoyable
I
to
got
do that
on
search,
stage
not
down
just-
a couple of years ago and talked about how important
just
I
ping
think
scanning for an hour.
the player-driven economy can be, especially now that we're finally getting crafting out. Like, if you can't do player trading, it's not what I want it to be. So, going to get there as fast as possible. we've got to balance it against some other things like social features and so forth. But what we want to do is give players a space in the world, taking advantage of the
Completely
trade
agree.
centers that we already have in locations where you can go there and you can take anything in your local inventory and put it on the local net and pick your price and sell it for what you want. Or, you know, what anybody else there that's done the same, you can buy their stuff and get what you need. So we have those actual in-world commercial centers. And then eventually we'll have player bases, base building, where you can do that locally and build your own town. So
I'm glad you mentioned social right there. That is the precursor to this. The work that Benoit and his team are doing on developing social tools, which I don't think anybody that's ever played
When the
Sky Citizen
sandbox
for more than
really
5 minutes
takes off.
will argue is not incredibly important and incredibly needed. The work that they're doing on social lays the groundwork. It's a necessary foundation for then building player trading on top of that. You have to be able to effectively communicate to people and before you can start player trading. So the social tools are what their focus on is on right now. And the new inventory.
That's where I want to be, P-Wolf.
Has had a lot of the same problems that we're
I
seeing
want to
with
just
the old
harvest
inventory,
everything I come
such as
across, but
slow
I want there
load
to be
times and
value
poor
in that.
quality images.
I
Are there
think the
plans
system
to
they're talking
resolve
about.
this?
Yes. So
We'll solve that.
All right, next
don't
question.
laugh.
That's
So
Catalyst
for
point.
the
We just need to
images,
make
there's a handful of initiatives
hunting the
underway.
high valuable
There
stuff
is-
not
it's-
annoying.
There's no anti-aliasing on the images, so that's one of the things we're going to look into add in. There is improvements to the framing. You'll see some things that see zoomed out, zoomed in compared to the box. There is lighting and shadows, and then for the responsiveness and the snappiness, it's work in progress. It is our desire to have it instant. So
I saw something. I'm in a number of chats where for visibility and something, and I saw there was a big conversation. They found a big cause, not the only cause. And there's never only one source for something, but they made a nice big leap in some discovery earlier this week, and I wish I could remember what the heck it was now before I opened my mouth. I just assumed I would remember by the time I got to the point, and I don't. But yeah, they are currently making progress.
yeah, there's a lot of work into going to making the inventory the best we can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard,
Base
'cause
building's
it's
a good
like-
call out.
I think Pete just saw me put my
I
hand
can't
in my
imagine
mouth.
the
He's like,
walls are going to
I
care
got it before you put your light on.
about the value
It's
of
hard.
your
It
ore.
never quite seemed like it goes fast enough. That thing never goes as fast as we want it to. But mining is currently quite tedious due to only wanting to search for high quality
Here we go.
materials.
All right, here we go.
We ended up going into this answer with the first answer.
And the thing,
Yeah, but
and the
talk
other,
about the
I think the other
scanning.
part of the answer to that is like the question is like, all I'm finding is boring stuff. Where's the excitement? It's like we will balance that over time. If we're not supplying enough for the players to like feel satisfaction in that process, if we're not supplying enough for to have a good crafting environment, we will adjust the balance of what we think gets to a good place for both the economy and to make sure that all the other game systems come together for a fun environment.
That's
Well,
fair.
for that, we are even like monitoring all the rates that we see drop. So we are adjusting. So for every patch cycle, the numbers might change a bit, so that we're getting to a range where the material that the players will find is actually like meaningful and has a purpose for them.
Yep.
But yeah, I wouldn't call mining tedious.
Well, it depends. Not every game loop is going to be for every person, and we don't
that's
know
okay.
the person who sent this. For some people, it will be tedious,
Yeah.
but
But it should also be exciting for the people that enjoy it.
yeah.
No, if you don't want to make something that if you make something that's for everybody, it's a little too broad. Those too broad, it's a little too uninteresting and whatnot. You want to make something
I
that's
agree with that.
engaging, and some people are going to take to it, and some people are not. One of the things you said about we were going to continue to balance is, I think anybody that's followed the project long enough can attest that we continuously evolve. We put a thing out, and then we change it, and then we change it, and we get feedback, and
This
we
goes
change it
back to
again,
the
and we get
breadth of the
feedback. and
game
change
that
it.
we've
That's
talked
part
about
of
a lot, right?
developing a
Like,
game with an open
You gotta have
environment
those
like we do.
silos that
Mining,
really appeal to
along,
certain
since we're
people,
talking
but
about
not
let's
to
just use
everybody.
that, has evolved so much from that initial release. So crafting will do the same. Crafting will do the same, and mining will continue to do the same, and stuff like this. So I think that's been borne out over the years. So.
Congrats on the job, Alberto.
Is the
luck,
purchase of
man.
materials of various qualities other than zero from in-game locations like mining outposts being considered?
Yes. So
I'm not sure I understood the question.
So at the moment when a
You wrote
shop
the
sells
answer.
a resource, I've wrote the answer and just stuck people's names on it. So
Oh,
that's the secret. At the moment, shops sell resources at 0 just because that's the
Right.
default. It's just a tech limitation.
That was never intended. It was,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just where we landed for the release.
They'll end up selling materials of quality. They won't sell the super high quality stuff. And equally, if you sell good quality to a shop, it'll pay more. But the best deal is probably going to be on the player trade market because that's where people have the most money.
Yeah. We'll have a market with multiple quality values. You'll be able to go there and pay more for higher quality and less for lower quality. And the same vice versa. If you want to sell your own stuff, you'll get more for higher quality and less for lower quality. That's absolutely the design, and we'll get there. We just couldn't get there last release.
But what Dex said is that, and I want to highlight that, is that we really want to have player trading standing out in comparison to trading with NPCs. So we want to make sure that, sure, you will be finding like different qualities from NPC traders, but your source should be, or we want to encourage you to actually trade with players there.
And eventually it'll all be tied together. Like whenever a player's trading to another player, we'll be tracking that and adding it to the overall simulation. We've talked about having StarSim, the simulation that knows everything that the players are doing, plus all the things that we're expecting the NPCs to doing, so that when players buying stuff for one price, that is reflected in the NPC prices as well.
Yeah.
so I lost it. I lost it from the chat. There was a question from the chat.
StarSim. Been a while since I heard about that.
We just put out crafting. We just put out the first version of crafting. How are you guys feeling about it right now?
Deck did a really good job there. he pulled all the things together and motivated the teams working on it. So definitely kudos to Deck.
Yeah, we asked Deck to do a lot at the last minute, but like the whole team came together. Like
For sure.
Yeah, like. It's the first step. Like there's a lot more that we want to do with crafting, but just getting that first tier of crafting out felt really good. It's that first step, that we needed to take to get it into players' hands to start iterating on it, and we've got a long ways to go. But there's a lot of cool features coming, and
It was nice seeing like the avalanche of feedback. You saw some people, they wanted X, Y, Z to be improved. You saw people crafting guns that were 900 quality, and then there was a helmet that was bugged that I had to fix, which I was a bit annoyed when out.
I think that
it was very nice to see go out.
it even helped internally because the people working on it were all motivated to get this feature in a really good quality because they themselves are either a fan of crafting or are really like fan of tying things together in our game. So that definitely helped a lot.
yeah.
Now, of course, there are people who
why
are
it's
going to
so
have
important.
dissenting opinions. They're obviously always going to be someone who doesn't like how mining works or how crafting works or how whatever. What would you say?
So
what would
important
you
because it
say to
glues
people
everything
who
together.
just wash their hands of the entire system right now? I don't like any of this. I wish you'd made Star Wars Galaxies. Just make Star Wars Galaxies, please.
I've heard a
think
lot
if
of people
Hazi-
say that. I've never even played it.
Shout out to Ahazi.
I think it's pretty early to wipe your hands of it. Like we've got a long ways to go, both in crafting itself
Quantum.
and the other features that are going to support crafting. Yeah, it's too early to tell, I would say. This is absolutely just our first step out the door. And while it's really cool to see what players can already do with it, we're far from done.
We did release a crafting guide alongside, and the crafting guide had a wonderful section at the bottom.
Like I'll say, like
not just
the
dedicated to
current
everything that was in this
incarnation of
one, but a
crafting
look,
feels
to a
clunky
whole
to
lot
me.
of things that are already in
But it's
development
fine,
for the
right?
future.
It's fine for first
and it's
step,
not even everything.
and
There were a
it's,
couple of things. There were a couple of things. Anything that was like, well, we might whatever. We struck them out.
Even
we stuck
in
with
its
we stuck with
first
a
clunky
pretty
state,
short
it
list
still
of
glues
the things
everything
that we were
together,
Pretty
which is
confident on, and it's an
why
impressive
we've
list
been
of
waiting
stuff
on it.
coming. If you haven't seen the crafting guide and checked out the section at the bottom of where crafting is going, I would suggest you check it out. There's some good stuff in there.
Good job writing that deck. At the 11th hour, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
No, we
Used in
worked
that
on it.
review.
So there's crafting, then there's inventory. Now, obviously we put this new inventory
Here we go.
front end on, but one of the big issues that the crafting update made was all the material updates made the and all the qualities of all the materials of different quality have basically put a whole lot of stuff in players' inventories now. How are we addressing this?
There's a couple of things in the work for the quality itself, which will help with the bloat. And then, as you mentioned, the crafting guide, there's some inventory adjustments and management tools. The first one is kind of like a folder structure. So if you have 20 variants of copper, they'll be inside a folder. You'll click the folder and then you'll see your 20. So as you're scrolling through the freight elevator, your inventory, it'll look much cleaner until you want to dive in and see all the details. The second one is merging and splitting. So merging, people have like half empty boxes they're hauling all over the place. They would, if they're low quality or you're not too bothered to keeping them separate, you could just stick them all together. The quality would average out based on the SCU weights. And then splitting is kind of the obvious opposite, where you take part of a box and turn it into 2 boxes, and that's crucial for player trading, right? You don't want to put all your high quality up for sale. You want to take half of it and put it up for sale, or maybe you want to share it but sell it.
So this is more about, like, if you have a 60 SCU crate, you convert it into 2 8 SCU crates, or like into several 1 SCU
But I
crates.
wonder
So
if-
you basically split up the
If you
volume
merge the
into
quality and
smaller
average the
chunks.
quality out, can you re-extract
So
the high quality?
In comparison to the merging,
I haven't heard that
this
answer.
will leave the quality unaffected, right? So just create new containers holding the same material.
Because what I'm assuming, just based on what I'm hearing here, is if
And-
you merge qualities together and you average those
I wanna
qualities out,
ask
and then
the
I split
question
it, I
that
just get 2 boxes of that
Chad's going to
quality.
be asking right now. You don't have to look
I
at
don't
it.
get my high quality back out.
Why wasn't something like that in the first release then? If you know you're going to flood the inventory system with all these new materials, with all these varying qualities, why wasn't merge and split and stuff like that in the first release?
But we have to release at some point, don't we?
Yeah. How long do we want to wait on release for all the features that we have planned? If we waited on every little feature that we want to have be part of the system, like it would take us so much longer to get anything out into players' hands, and it would just slow down the iteration overall.
Yeah, back to 6 months waiting for the next patch.
Yep. It's hard. It's hard because if we waited for everything, we'd never release anything. That's just, there's a reason why some games go 6 months between major releases or even longer and stuff. They go completely quiet. We are putting new stuff out almost every 2 weeks at this point. Now, and it's like this, it's because we get feedback on the stuff we have. It's like we need that feedback on the stuff we have. We need that testing on the stuff that we have, because we might learn something about the stuff we have that directly affects the stuff that we're waiting for. And better to know that while we're still working on this than finish this and go, oh, I wish I had known this earlier. If only I had put what we had.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody's asking, like, why wouldn't you wait for something? Like,
inform this. There's a whole
that
lot of,
answer's so
there's a
obvious.
whole lot of reasons why we operate a live environment in the middle of our game development. It's beneficial in a lot of ways, and it's
Like, why is
annoying.
Star Citizen even out there? Why don't we
And
wait for
you look at
1.0?
me like, it is. It is annoying to have to put out a feature and it needs merging and splitting. It's just not ready.
I'll never be happy with any feature we put out. It'll never be complete. But it'll be as good as I can get in the time and resources that I have. That's me being a perfectionist. That's nothing against the game.
Well, now it's going to be a meme on Reddit.
Well.
It'll be a nice square picture of Rick Porter that says, "I'll never be happy with anything I release."
I don't know if you were here for the beginning
Sure.
of this catalyst, but they
it's
already
true.
said that's
I'll
not
take
going
it.
to happen. There's not going to be
As me
any
being a
quality
perfectionist, that's
upgrading.
not an indictment of anything else.
So what's the plan? I skipped way ahead. So what's the plan for crafting large items that obviously won't fit in the current fabricator?
So
Larger
with the current
fabricators?
fabricator, we had a specific format that we were going for. That's our first version. In the future, we're going to have the ability to craft directly into local storage with that initial fabricator, so that you'll have options to craft larger items in the near future. And then longer term with base building,
more
we'll
magical.
have hangar crafting, and we'll have intermediate steps in ship crafting as well as locations. So there's lots planned to like expand your options of size in crafting.
Crafting into the local inventory is one of those things that we're listed on that.
Yeah, and crafting local inventory is more of a stopgap until we can bring those other features into the game.
That makes sense.
So I don't think
As a
that'll be a
stopgap,
permanent
it's cool.
solution, but it'll be a way for us to start iterating on our larger crafting before we have those other features available.
I would love to see like that dry dock thing they had, and
gadgets ever be craftable.
whenever they looked
yes.
at 1.0, where you
Like,
kind of saw
most
the
of
ship
the-
in
well,
process
a lot
of
of
being
items
constructed.
that
I would
we
love to
will
see that.
have, or we already have in our game. All of them will be craftable at some point, and we will make sure that most of the items, or actually every item that is craftable, actually is affected by the quality of the materials that you use for it, so that there is a meaningful reason for you actually to craft those items. And for 4.8, we are already like expanding our catalog of craftable items. So we are expanding it to ship components, and those will also be affected by the stat improvements that you get from the quality. So you will be able to craft, correct me if I'm wrong, Dek, but power plants,
Yeah.
coolers,
Yeah.
life support generator.
No life support.
Ah, we didn't. Yeah. So what did we? Weapons.
Weapons.
Well,
Yeah.
weapons we did agree on. Shield generators.
Shield generators are there.
Yeah.
Lots of guns
what am I
pointed at
missing?
each other,
What am I
98
missing?
Infinity. That's how you
There's
make
track
it secure.
beam.
The modules,
Yeah.
the subcomponents
blazes.
for the salvage
Yeah.
heads, mining heads, refueling.
The refueling one's an interesting one. We probably won't get stats for that,
Yeah.
but we will have them because there are some refueling changes. There will be some craftable refueling elements.
Yeah. So we are actively working on expanding our catalog.
I'm going to roll you back about the statement, all of the items will be craftable. I want to say most of the items.
Yeah, most
will
of
be
the.
crafted. Yeah,
Did I
most-
say all?
You said all. You said all. But I know it's somewhere there's going to be some limited edition Vandal Cupid doll or something that we give out as a Alien Week thing or whatever, and somebody's like, "No, that was the only time you get that," or whatever. You know,
No, so it'll be very, very clear. So it's most of the items, not all of the items. That was a.
things that affect gameplay. I think we can.
Yes.
I think we can probably commit to the things that affect gameplay.
That's absolutely the intent.
Yeah.
Like anything that affects gameplay that you would want to progress through the game. Yeah, we want
Yeah.
that to be craftable.
If you let me convert a
I'm
Pika
okay with
doll
plushie
into a
dolls
melee
not being
weapon you can
craftable.
bludgeon people with, then now you got to make.
I'm sure you could get
Fuzzy
some-
dice. I'd be okay with fuzzy dice not being craftable.
Is there going to be a way to track what blueprints we have other than looking at the fabricator screen?
Yes.
Yeah, they already said that.
We're going to be adding an
Gonna
app
get a
to
mobiGlass.
so that you'll be able to see and manage all of your blueprints that you've collected, not only ones you've collected, but the ones that you could collect and the ones you could upgrade. And like it'll be a full featured app. It'll probably come out after we get the upgrading in place. So it's more of a future effort, but it's definitely something we have planned.
I like how they call the
Blueprints.
mobiGlass
Just
things
about
apps.
blueprints.
Yes.
Yeah, it's again one of those
Like our
things called out
smartphone of,
in the crafting guide.
the
that
future.
went live with a whole host of things that we're working towards. So I want to point that out because
Question is, when do we get an app
number
store?
of the questions that we
When can I
received
install
in the
Netflix
thread
on my
were
mobiGlass?
all questions. The number of the questions that we had were questions that had answers already published on the day that the crafting went live. So I want to encourage people to check out that crafting guide available on robertspacindustries.com. You click a thing at the top and you click another thing and
Nice
it's in there
Griff.
somewhere. So we got crafting weapons. A lot of the stuff that we're crafting this first thing is FPS related. Will we be able to craft weapon attachments that have different stats from their
Spotify,
lootable
there you go.
counterparts?
Yes. So exactly like like picking up on the answer from the mining gadgets. It's like most of the items, or a lot of the items that we have, will be craftable. That includes also the attachments for weapons. So that means though that
Fuzzy
the
dice
attachments
blueprint.
that we find right now in the dungeons, they were already a good test bed for us because we used them back in the day to test Actually, that was the first predecessor of our crafting efforts there, where we could try out, okay, what happens when we improve the stats on certain components and how does that affect the gameplay. And now that we have proven that, we can actually dial back a bit there. So it's still debatable of how much we want to dial back, if we even want to dial back.
Arc will be a badass mobiGlas set.
Crafting will definitely then also be a meaningful way of having components for your weapons that then
Wouldn't that be
affect
cool?
The functionality.
Third-party
of
apps on
those.
mobiGlas in the future.
All of crafting starts with a blueprint. These are the things that determine what you can craft and whatnot. How many blueprints, not exact number, how many blueprints would you say that we added in 4.7?
There's probably websites that have data mined it, so I'm going to get this wrong. But I think there was...
Promise me at least 300, but I know you exceeded that by a lot.
There was about 300 and something in missions, and then there was roughly about 1,000 that didn't manage to make it into missions, which were like tint variants.
Yeah. And I know there are some still coming online. Next week we release 4.7.2 with a bunch of new missions for Nyx, and some of those missions reward new
4.7.2?
unique blueprints that aren't in the
hear
system
about
right
that.
now. So some of those blueprints that are in the 4.7 branch don't even come online until next week when 4.7.2 comes online.
Yeah, we'll be adding blueprints pretty much constantly.
It's a neat reward because now you can conceivably add. Let's talk about how people get blueprints. How do you get blueprints right now?
At the moment, it's just missions. The plan is reputation. So when you reach a reputation milestone, you can get a blueprint. Data pads is a big one, so it will be a data pad that has a blueprint on it, and then you can download it, and that's a one-time download.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Could
Sell it if
to
you've already
someone
got it.
else, gift it if you want to.
So just to add
I want to be
on
able
that,
to find
it's
them in
a
loot
physical
boxes.
data bank
Yes.
that you can find.
Yeah.
So it's something that we can place in inventories, that we can place in in armor pieces from NPCs. So something that you can physically pick up.
Treasure hunters, a whole new treasure hunter profession of people who go out there and do contested
That's
zones
what I
and
want.
and collect blueprints to sell to other people.
Yeah, but as Dick already stated, important note there is they are one-time use. So once they are consumed, the blueprint is then imprinted to whoever used the data pad. So it's, if you already found, if you already got the blueprint on the data pad, make sure that you make some money out of it, I would say.
There's also NPC shops, so more common stuff that we're not too bothered about there being an adventure to go and find, like a decoration. You could buy that blueprint in an NPC shop.
Would you ever consider a method of learning how to reverse engineer a blueprint from dismantling? I mean, if you dismantled 500 of the exact same gun, you probably figured out how to make it at this point.
There's no plan for that, but part of the upgrading, like learning the next tier of a blueprint, could include missions where you needed to do something like that. We definitely have been talking about that
That would
kind
make
of
sense.
Process. It's one of the
Reverse
sort of three
engineering.
main ways of like learning how to upgrade your blueprints that we've talked about.
Yeah, we called it research in the CitizenCon presentation, where we also had like other steps that you need to take to be able to figure out how to reach the next tier of the item that you own.
Let's talk about research a little bit, because that's we touched.
I just
on it
canceled
during
mine,
the,
Solace.
during the crafting guide. I've mentioned now more times than I
I
intended.
had to cancel one to be here.
But give me a little primer. Give me.
I didn't
give me a
tell
short-
them why.
the nickel version of what research is.
So items have different tiers. Default blueprint you get is tier 1, and then you could research it to tier 2. And tier 2 will require different materials. It'll have access to a different banding of stats, which are higher than tier 1. And in order to get to that tier 2, you have to complete the research task, which we kind of just alluded to would be do X, Y, Z, initiate your research. Once it's done, you've got access to tier 2. And then you can go to tier 3 for most items, and then ships go up to tier 5.
And the virtue of the different tiers is probably depending on the item. I'm trying to remember what the virtue. We had a long conversation about the virtue of the tiers.
Yeah.
What's the virtue of it having a tier 3 version of a
I just
rifle
hope this
versus-
involves
versus-
trade-offs.
versus a tier 1?
Well, the main benefit.
There's another
Yeah.
question on the list that alludes to this, but
Let's do it now.
yeah. Well, one of the things is that not only can you get more stats, but you can get more options. So there'll be a material that you can have either different types of or different qualities of that will provide a trade-off between a buff and a debuff. So
Thank
you
you.
can really lean into one stat that you really like if you want to. That's
So not only the stats will get generally better if you increase the tiers, but in the highest tier and in the highest tiers, you will even be able to affect or focus on a certain stat with the downside of affecting another stat in a negative way.
Okay. So more like, you've done your GED and now you're focusing on a specific area, and you focus on your
That's what I
English
wanted to
degree and
hear.
you forget how to do long form division, which is what happened to me.
well, Chris is really interested in that kind of trade-off between a buff and a plus and a minus when
For
you're
good
crafting,
reason.
having
Thank you,
that
Chris.
choice. So even though we're planning to do that definitely for the higher tiers, since we want to start iterating on that earlier, we're going to try and come up with some examples of that.
I think that needs to be pervasive. I'm even a little bit concerned that he said generally things will just get better. I would love to see trade-offs start
Why are
early.
armor and weapon skins separate blueprints? Wouldn't
We'll
it
see.
be better
I'm excited to
have
see
them
how that
work
works,
like ship
how that
paints?
pans out.
It would. It would.
It's good to know that the man at the top is thinking
so
about it.
it's a tech limitation at the moment where if we want a red version of a blue helmet, we've got to make a new entity, and the red is like bound to that entity, and so in order to craft that red helmet, you need a blueprint for that red one specifically. That's not the long-term goal. The long-term goal is a paint-like system, but just the paints aren't physical. So it's like in a very British way, it's a digital license to apply the paint.
It's a nice way to work into that. They tax you if you want to watch TV here.
They do. You
don't just get to watch TV. Just buying a TV doesn't mean you get to watch TV here. You own a TV, but you don't get to watch it unless you pay the government a tax.
And they send you nasty letters if you don't
They
pay.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
You're
don't,
serious?
they don't even know your name. They're like, resident, we will come for you. I'm like, you don't even know my name.
I've got a stack of those letters.
But yeah,
There's a TV tax? That's crazy.
I don't even know.
a proper tint system for characters and armors has been on the
I don't know
wish
why I
list
say it's
for-
crazy.
for
We get
so
taxed
long.
for
It's
crazy shit over
it's
here,
one of
too.
those things where you can't work on everything all at once. And every time you do the priority call, there's something that just affects a few more people or affects an actual gameplay element getting better. That's just a little more important every time. But hopefully, its time on the wheel will
Do they
come.
put video games in the same
because
class? Like,
I'm a big fan of
you gotta pay a
partner dress
tax to
up.
play video games
There
too?
might be a more appropriate term for it, but I've always called it, like, I spend so much time in every MMO I ever play just focused on far more than I do in real life. Making sure that my character looks exactly how I want them to look and stuff like that. So that has to extend from the armor to the weapons to the items, because it drives me crazy when I got a cool black and red thing. I got a gun that's black and red. I got
Yeah,
the
but what if
helmet
I'm
black and
watching
red,
a private
and I pull out a bright
movie?
yellow tool. I'm like, no.
What if I'm watching a movie that was made in America,
Let me color my tools.
in Europe?
You tell me, chat, am I in the minority? Or am I the only one? Drip or drown. There you go.
Can I put a
Drip or drown.
DVD into my DVD player and watch that
Are
movie
you
without
planning
paying a
to let
tax?
players implement custom tags on cargo boxes for the inventory and tractor beam AR?
All right, but I can play it on a DVD.
You'll be able to rename
Completely disconnected from the
boxes,
network.
inventory boxes, cargo boxes, and so when you zap them with your tractor beam, it'll say the name of the box.
When's that coming, tomorrow?
I don't think it does.
Pay
no.
tax when you buy it. Okay.
No, I think tomorrow's the release date for that one.
Hey, the crafting guide. This is a question. I didn't bring it up. The crafting guide has a short blurb on salvage updates for crafting. Can you give us more details?
So, salvage consists of two different methods of how you get or you convert the ship debris that you found into material. So one side is RMC, and right now I don't think we have any recipes making use of RMC, but
We don't yet, no.
in the future patches we will have blueprints that actually will make use of RMC. So RMC will be already used as a craftable material there. On the other side, with the disintegration of all the construction material, I forgot the name because this name is killing me every time.
Mr. Smith,
I am
salute
sitting
back
here.
at you.
Names, right?
Huh?
They're your names.
Yeah, they are my
Rubble.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah, I'm not criticizing
so the
the
construction materials that
the
you get
tax
from the
system over there. I'm just
disintegration
genuinely
process.
curious.
Right
Interesting.
now you get the construction material. That was never the intent. We always wanted to make the materials that you get from disintegrating the
Okay, this
ship
is
being
interesting.
based off what the ship is
I
actually
had that
made
question
of.
whenever they talked about this the other day. Like,
An
I assume
example is
construction
if you
materials are
find
going to
a
go
Vendel
away.
ship, you get a Vendel material out of it. If you find the Gladios, you will get some GT alumnite, which is like the Aegis material from it. So you get like these processed materials in a certain quality, which the ships were made of, and then you can process them and reutilize them for the crafting process.
Awesome, Mr.
So,
Smith.
like everything that we dismantle, the goal is that this also applies in the larger
Kind of
scale, which is
accidental. I don't really intend to.
disintegration
I just
of
always
ships.
dual
So
cast.
that means that the material
on
that
both.
you basically recycle from them have the quality that they were made with. You lose the amount or some amount of the material, but at least the materials that it was made of, you can repurpose them with the quality that you found them in.
Yeah, and just a note on those, the Vandal materials, those will be exclusive to this collection method, so to speak. So there'll be like a high value in
The other way you
salvage
can get them.
gameplay. Yep.
You cannot invade Vandal space just out of the
Well, not yet.
spoilers.
Nice Millway shirt. Thank you. Old heads might recognize this design. This design might look real familiar if you were in the project for years since 2014 and the very first work I did for the company.
Nope.
And if you don't know what Milliways is, read a book. It's rude,
Never heard of Millie Ways.
but read a book. It's a really good book.
Well, I guess I got to read a book.
Will blueprints drop at boss fights? Blueprints drop from boss fights at
Oh,
some point?
God.
We touched on that briefly.
The pads would be
Data
great.
pads, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for 4.7 we did.
I don't care about boss
I'd be
fights.
throwing Elliot under the bus here. I think we introduced a couple missions for the Ormondi and the Apex Valakar. So there's boss fight-ish associated blueprints at the moment.
Yay.
But the blueprints will be the data pads and the blueprints will be the good use case there.
Boss
It's
fights.
associated with the missions that you can
Ugh.
complete for boss fights,
Whatever.
as well as the loot that you can collect around a boss fight. Yeah, we definitely plan on that.
Yeah.
The Apex Valakar is not in the game yet.
What's it called then? The Stormworm. I forget its like official.
I've served
lore
my
name.
time in World of Warcraft. I've downed plenty of bosses. I'm not here for
What
the
is the-
bosses.
what is the-
Irradiated.
The irradiated Valakar, yeah. The Apex
Irradiated
irradiated is in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Not
The-
here for
the
quests.
Apex and Valakar.
I've done all
Still
that.
waiting.
That is a very good thing.
I was just
to clarify.
talking to Brian Canary about it.
Yeah?
Yesterday though, he's still so excited about it. It's coming along.
It is really cool. Like, we've changed up the fight a little bit.
I know we did this whole Citizen Gun thing about it, and it's evolved so much since then. It's like, well,
Well, we got something together that was playable. We tested it. It wasn't
Right.
good enough, so we made some changes. So that's how you make a better game.
heaven forbid.
Do you try?
Will we be able to dismantle high-quality NPC gear for the high-quality materials?
No, this I'm all
I
about.
briefly touched on it with the dismantling of ships. It also applies to armor pieces that you find on NPCs. So the goal is that if you find like
I think this should definitely be an alternative path to finding high quality materials.
You will find like our so-called boss enemies or elites or however you want to call them, and they might be carrying like better armor or better weapons. And if you then
Just as long as
change
it's not a
ownership
damn
of
boss.
them towards you and you decide to dismantle them, we have them crafted in the background. So what you get from dismantling them is actually the higher quality material that they
Look to
were
the
supposed to be
horizon and
crafted
stars.
with.
My next quest. You're killing me,
Yes,
Carmine.
of course the radio show is better than the book. I mean, obviously. Except the book does get to fix a lot of things that were kind of problematic about the radio show. Like Trillian disappears for the entire second fit of the radio show. It's like this. But I've actually been It's apropos of nothing. I've been secretly recording my own version of the radio show for like the last 3 months, where I play all the characters for my daughter.
Hitchhikers?
Yeah. So basically, when it comes time to introduce your hitchhikers, it's actually me doing every voice.
Nice.
And whatnot. So she doesn't watch the show, so nobody tell her. Are blueprints for non-combat stuff planned?
Yes.
Yep. We've got
When
the
are we
ship
gonna-
component.
They're
Definitely.
going to be done deck.
To be fair,
They're definitely going
most
to
of
do
them
furniture and
we've got a few.
Every time we speak to Deck, it is like, yeah, most of them are done.
Hey, most of them are done, and then we go into review, and then
Yes.
they're not done.
And then
so
they are not done anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's to be fair to you, there's also quite a few non-combat ones that we don't have planned yet because like it's a different process, especially when it comes to food and drink.
Correct. Yeah.
Food and drink, yeah.
There's some
That's a good one.
non-combat stuff coming in, like the quantum drives, but like Rick says, there's a bunch more that we'll still add in.
But I want to see the kitchen appliances
I've
we
been
have in
doing
our
this show
ships
for
work for
better part of
crafting
a decade,
food.
a little more than a decade.
I certainly don't want
There has
to
never
see
been
us.
a piece of truth uttered more succinctly than, well, all of it's done, and then it goes to review, and then it's not done. Like, that's game development. That's game development. I thought it was done. Well, nobody else in that room did. Or those two people
But
did.
yeah, I
and
don't
you
want
have
to see us
you
putting
synthesize the opinions,
whammer burgers
and you
out
go
of
back
the
and you try it.
fabricator.
It's just
I'd
this
rather see that done in the kitchen.
Constant iteration before you release, then after you release. You keep going with a live service game. It's just, lots of things are done
It's
until
worth
they
it,
get
though.
to review.
You do see the progress as you.
And I would
develop
love to
it.
be able to
It's
fabricate
definitely worth it, so.
working arcade machines and billiards tables.
With the plan of gear degrading over time and only having a limited amount of repairs until it is no longer usable, how do you ensure this game does not become a maintenance simulator? And I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah.
It should be a maintenance simulator.
Take your time.
I love
it's
this.
something that I think we brought up in different conversations several times at this point. So we talked about that when we talked about engineering. I think we talked about that even last time when I think Elliot and I were sitting here.
Who wants to craft the best
So-
shit and then just have it last forever?
Degradation is, or every system that we do is never meant to like annoy people. We want players to enjoy playing our game, and that also means that we have to be very conscious about some decisions that we take. Degradation is one of those decisions where we are very conscious about that. If we do it wrong, we can be very
Whammer burger paste.
impactful in your everyday gaming life. So what we do here is that we still want degradation to play a big part in our game because it's a way of us having you exchange components, taking care of components, taking care of your equipment so that they degrade slower.
Yeah, it fuels
and
the gameplay.
functionality is reduced in a
What
slower
gameplay is
rate
there
than
without it?
normally they would be. But we also want to make sure that there is a floating economy. And like in real life, at some point, the laptop that you own will not be as performant anymore as it is right now. So
Too late.
it's thanks to capitalism, you want to buy a new one because you need a faster PC. And we need a similar system in our game because we need a thriving economy, and a thriving economy you get by people buying things.
Exactly.
And in our case, one of the levers that we have there is actually the degradation, because it is like the degradation impacts the functionality. So the older your item gets, the less functionality it will have. We will give you opportunity to, as stated, to like if you treat it well, the functionality ratio will, or the degradation process is slower, so the functionality will remain longer. We will also give you ways to sometimes, in rare occasions, be able to restore some of the functionality of the item. We will make use, for example, of the crafters that you have, where you basically can repair that, which might be more sustainable for the component than putting your multi-tool onto it and repairing it. So it might be a good choice to use the crafting repair functionality over the hand tool repair functionality. But overall, at some point, everything has to go. And you have to replace. So because that then introduces you crafting new components, maybe even better components. So there is like there's some interesting mechanics behind that. But there's also like the things we are very, very aware that sometimes you have this one item that you don't want to lose. So we also want to make sure that we tailor towards those things that you will not lose it.
Right. You know, you do all that work to earn Ashbringer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want it to break.
Yes. And just to give a very, very concrete example.
There should be no
because we
Ashbringer
have
in
been,
Star Citizen, though.
working on that actually for quite some time now.
Ashbringer?
Yes. Finally. No, it's the degradation cycle, because we have been like very
They already
vague
fixed that,
with all the
Catalyst. They
numbers,
said
but
that when you
it's more
register
like we are
things and then
talking about
reclaim them,
game
that
sessions
it does
and,
not affect
a concrete example.
the
It's not
durability.
signed
Whatever
off,
the
it's just me
durability or
giving you
lifetime
a
was before you
sneak peek
registered
of
it.
What we have been discussing is,
Or before
so
you
we are
claimed
talking
it,
for
reclaimed it,
core
like, it'll
part
still be
about
that.
A week, maybe 1 week
Like
and a half of
the
usage,
reclamation
full
process will
usage.
never
That means
restore
you have the time using it until it is
lifetime or
reaches zero
durability.
functionality. So you basically have to replace it.
You say things like, I have to interject.
Ashbringer is a very hard to get item in World of
Or a
Warcraft.
week of real lifetime with you not logged in.
No, it's play time.
So what they're saying is,
you
like,
playing actively.
people
using
have
the
this
component
mental
gradually, so it is
thing where,
not
like, if
even-
you invest a
so
ton
the
of effort into
component is not
acquiring
resting, the
something,
component is
then
not
you don't want to
turned
be able
off,
to lose
the
it.
component
Like,
is
you want to
on
make sure that the
average
effort was worth it.
use
And my argument
throughout a
is,
week and a half.
So more than 100.
Don't invest the effort.
before you have to.
Yes.
Well,
so
let's
but,
not give
but-
exact
or there shouldn't be
numbers.
things in the
That's
game
my
that
point.
require that much effort.
But
that-
like the high level intent is that
that
it's,
makes
it's
it
not something that you're
unlosable.
going to have to deal with every play session. It's a long-term mechanic.
Yeah, Ebon's Crux, first time chatter, hey, welcome to the chat, said, just don't do it like this other game that I'm not going to slag off. I don't.
Yes, full loot all the
I can't do more
time.
than 2 hours of gaming without repairing all my gear 20 times. I don't know if how prone to hyperbole.
Of course, nobody
they are,
wants it to
but
be like you got to
that-
repair all
that's
your
what
shit
you're
20
talking
times in a
about.
play session. That's not what we're saying.
And like I said, the number that I gave is
But you
just
have to have
a
this
very,
for a
very
functioning
rough number.
economy.
It doesn't go
I
through
bought a
any
Samsung
iterations
refrigerator
yet.
when
But
I moved into this
also,
house.
like,
The things
this
already
is
needs
like
to be
the
replaced.
extreme,
You know what I
right?
mean?
We are
Nothing
talking
lasts
about
forever.
100%
That's why we have an
functionality
economy in the
versus
real
0%
world.
Functionality. There are degradation bits in between that we hope actually increase like interesting games.
Remember, he said this design isn't signed off. It's just what he's currently working on. And again, it's one of the things. It's done, and then it goes to review, and then a bunch of people have voices, and you make changes. Then it goes to PTU. Then a bunch of people, give feedback, and then
There's already a fix for that too,
change, and it
Catalyst.
goes to live, and then even
It's a
more
brick.
people give feedback, and then it's a process.
That's why they're
it
bricking
continues
it.
to go. But I think we're keenly aware of it. I remember when we were about to introduce.
In order to restore it, you're going to have to
thirst
pay
and
a hefty
hunger
sum, right?
And player,
that's the
I
that's
can't think of
that's
word
the
right now, but
ejection
everything,
into the
Player
economy.
injuries and stuff, and everybody was like, "Oh my
Everything
God,
has to intersect with the economy.
Drinking pips." And
You're not going to get free high quality armor by looting the same person over and over again. You're going to be paying and paying and paying into the economy to get that.
Continual balance is for. That's what this process of running an
Yeah, it's okay if you can unlock it because you're
a
paying
live
to
environment
unlock
in the
it.
middle of our development is for.
That's the
so that
same
we
as
can
purchasing
get
it.
this data in real time. We have our ideas
Off the market,
then we
right?
can test them, and then we can have better ideas and change stuff. And that's, it's been proven out in the process. So I understand the knee-jerk reaction to degradation being this terrible, terrible thing, but I've known.
Why would they
I've
do
known
that
people
rather
here
than
for a long
just
time
buy it?
now. I know what your intents are.
If
I
it's
know
the
what
same.
what drives you guys. I'm not worried. Even if it's too severe, like that damn boom tube thing. That boom tube is ridiculous, Zach.
He will be watching.
You need to tune that thing. You need to bring it down.
I had a chat with him.
It's a little.
There he is.
There he is. He's in chat. That boom tube is. But that's the process. You gotta see. Is this overpowered? I don't know. Let's put it in. Let's see.
Maybe not Catalyst. What if it's more expensive?
I'm throwing Chris under the bus. I like it.
You can see Chris in the chat.
So it's like I say, we continue to tweak and twerk, and I don't twerk. Torsten twerks though.
Maybe there's a limit on how many times you can do it.
We got time for.
I don't know.
a
That
couple
feels
more.
like a very solvable problem to me. That doesn't worry me at all.
Is there a plan to provide high-level design briefs for major feature releases to help bridge the gap between initial implementation? As mentioned several times in the show, we did. Not as detailed as we used to. This person might be referring to the ye old days where we would write up this entire thing about what we did. We did a design brief on Mixmaster. We did a design brief on an entire game loop about how to make drinks for NPC passengers and keep them happy, whatever. And the reality of development is that so many things have changed since then. Systems have changed, people have changed, we've all grown, and it's just the likelihood that that document is anything remotely accurate is, you don't need me to make a comment on it. You should be able to tell. So we moved away from full-on design briefs like that because all too often it just led to disappointment.
Exactly,
because,
Project
again,
Gnome.
we ended up changing it because we had to, because of some technical limitation, or changing it because somebody new joined the team and came up with a better idea. And it's like, well, no, we're not going to stick with the old idea if it's not as good. We want to do the new idea. But now we've changed. You didn't do what you said you were going to do and stuff, even though it's something we believe is better. So we did move away from those old, super detailed design briefs of yore, and that maybe that's what they're referring to. But we have made an effort for this last year to update things like the mining guide and the salvage guide and the crafting guide and the medical guide and the cargo guide.
Yeah, we were just looking at this in one of my videos. They did a really good job on these new guides.
Make a lot of our philosophies known and give a glimpse at the future of where this feature is going, like we did with medical and like we did with crafting lately. So
I thought that was good too.
Engineering, thank you.
Yeah.
So there is that effort. It won't be as detailed as it was back in old days.
We have those big new features that we want to explain to people as best we can, especially since
I think the level of detail is good.
Iterating on them, and we don't
Like
want
that looking forward stuff they did for
those
crafting
tutorials yet.
But that was a good
we want
level
to
of
have
detail.
those available for people.
Yeah. And then of course we do shows like this, where we talk to the designers and we explore their intentions and what their struggles are and stuff like that. I asked you how you were feeling about crafting. How are you feeling about inventory right now?
I wasn't here when they were out in the
Sorry,
Skavian.
you can be real.
Yeah.
I mean, I would enjoy it too, but yeah, it just locks you in too tight.
It's very nice. You can take the 1SCU store all with you.
Gotta stay nimble.
And you can just hoover up the loot as you go.
Sorry.
It needs to be snappy though. It needs to interact like quickly. It needs to be instant. So we're aware of that, and you know we are proud of the features that it's gone out with, and we are continuing to work on the interactivity and the responsiveness.
Yeah, it's nice to see an improvement to the inventory system. It's frustrating to see some of the things that we wanted to get fixed that didn't make it into the build. It's frustrating to see some of the performance limitations that we haven't been able to solve yet, but we're actively working on it. It'll continue to get better.
Anything in 4.8 you can point to might help?
That's a when question.
4 wide?
No, dude.
Yeah, true actually.
I'll tell you when 4.8 comes out. It comes out in the middle of May.
It sounded like will this feature be?
No. Is there something? Is there work in 4.8?
There is. So it can be quite hard to see the icons. So we are going from 5 across the top on a row to 4 across the top on the row, and
so do you make the icons bigger? Or?
Yes, just the whole thing scaled up as far as the inventory icon. And then not in 4.8, but related to that is we will have the support for widescreen for dynamically sizing the inventory panels, and
cool.
You'll have the option to scale up and down the icons yourself.
I play on super ultra wide, so
they just turn into a text list instead of a series of icons. It's just a text list.
Is the scaling in 4.8?
No.
Okay, that's why I had to ask.
Well, yeah, I said not for 4.8 widescreen.
I missed that part. I heard being able to scale your icons, and I was like,
most of them probably heard that as well.
Okay, but in development.
Yeah, for 4.8 we went with the larger
we get
icons.
the larger.
Yeah, just to make it more visible, and then the scaling is coming, and also like the improvements to like the actual rendering of those icons.
Right, you mentioned improving the lighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that. What about the rotation? So some of them, I feel.
I was here for that disappointment, Skavian. I was bummed the claw didn't rip stuff apart, but yeah, we get it.
So we have the rotation of the icon within the inventory box, and if they're broken, that's my fault because I set those up.
Okay.
So
Maybe I'm just
maybe they will be fixed. And there's a couple of changes.
Send
going.
Declan an email at.
maybe I'm just slow.
I did. Don't tell Ian this, but I put the undersuits. I put the undersuits the wrong way around, so they're facing arse front.
Two more questions and we're done. Why aren't there any backpack blueprints?
Just didn't have time in 4.7. They'll be there in 4.8.
Oh, so those will be in 4.8.
Yes.
So, some more
We just asked about
non-combat.
4.8.
Yeah, that's true.
They're holding out on us.
and so what are the stats of backpacks?
Well, no, to be fair, they won't have stats.
Okay.
Eventually, they would. Stuff like weight. But yeah, it's just nice to craft your own backpack, so we're adding that blueprint in.
Okay. And last question, because I don't know the next time we're going to get to talk about this topic. What do you want to say to people? It's now been out there for a couple weeks now, about a month. I'm not. Nobody's ever looked at Jared and said he knows what day it is. What do you want to say to people about crafting?
I can relate.
Inventory today.
I think we're very proud of it, and we love the feedback we receive. It's great seeing like people interact with it, and we'll continue to iterate, continue to build upon it. It's nice to see. It's a big feature. It's going to be a long-running feature, so we're excited to have it out.
Get out
This
there
is one of
and
those
try it if
features
you
that's
haven't.
never
Start
going to
playing
be
with it and
done.
Give it your feedback, because we're going to be working on it actively for quite a while, and there's a lot more features
Forever.
to come and a lot more iteration to come, and I'm really excited about where it's going.
It made friends of mine play mining, even though they don't like mining. So it definitely had some attractiveness to people.
This is the most I've seen our org
You touched on
mine
something, but it brought people who weren't going
since
to
we founded
try
the org.
one game loop to try a game like, and that is how you make a successful MMO. Personally, not just that alone, of course, but inviting people and making it encouraging to them to step outside their comfort zones and explore all the different aspects of a game, or how games thrive and live. Like the ability. I was thinking about this earlier. Like all the ways blueprints. There are going to be people who just chase blueprints. The Pokemon players who are just like, oh no, you showed me a list of 350 things. I have to collect all 350 and whatever. And you can set these blueprints across missions for all manner of gameplay. And people can try medical for the first time if they've never done that. People can try salvage for the first time if they've never done that. I mean, it's systems like this are ones that truly touch every single aspect of the game. And if we do it right and we make it fun and it works, then it has to work.
I could try.
The opportunity there to bring players to more aspects of the game are just fantastic. Blueprints and crafting have been the most exciting feature aspect for me in a long time. This is a big year for me. The biggest feature for me is crafting, and the biggest content for me is tactical strike groups. Waited for this thing. So the fact that we've started this journey with crafting now,
Have you played it?
The fact that and the fact that I sit on the playthroughs. I sit on the playthroughs.
Good.
To say that I am a bad pilot is an understatement. I have peripheral neuropathy, and it twitches every once in a while and stuff like that. How people like blame their controllers. No, I blame my own hands and whatever. So I'm not good with anything that requires a lot of fine control, unfortunately. And flying through the trench run and racing the distortion and whatnot as well. I'm like, nope, not. I'm happy just watching. I'm happy just watching, and relishing in the enjoyment of other people. So having that crafting journey start, in 4.7, having tactical strike groups start in 4.8. It's a really exciting time for the project. Have we gone live to PTU yet, or Evocati?
Friday.
Have we told them the tactical strike groups is in 4.8?
Yeah, we've heard.
Well, tactical strike groups is in 4.8. It's super cool. Get into PTU when that goes live.
It's
All right.
Instancing is a weird
People become
tempo.
better
Genesis, I
pilots
totally
just
get.
doing some of those runs.
Jared, why did you stop? You wanted to say a third thing about the battlecruiser? Did I want to say something about the battlecruiser? What more would I say that a portfolio update and a Galactopedia update haven't already done? All right, so that's it for Star Citizen Live. Torsten's looking at me, he has no idea. It's like, that's it for Star Citizen Live. Thanks for watching. There will be no show next week. No show next week? No. Yeah, no show next week. We're actually doing a pre-tape for some other stuff that we got to do, but we'll be back the week after that as we head into the most exciting time of the year,
week off,
and our big ship showcase and
big ship showcase.
Big ship.
Where'd you guys hear that? The Anvil Odin. That's the first time hearing that.
My ironclad guarantee. All right, take it easy, everybody. I'm Jared. That's Rick, Declan, Torsten. See you later, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Cool.
Don't put your red light.
Very cool. What do y'all think? Definitely think crafting is going to be a forever feature. I mean, it's just never going to be done. It's so core to what an MMO is about and what Star Citizen is going to be about that it's just going to be constantly evolving. So whenever they say like this is something we're going to be working on for a while, like I read that as forever. It'll never end. I mean, as long as they're bringing new assets and new things into the game. I hate that that happens. Then yeah, it'll never be over. Tactical strike groups. Man, I'm excited. Also, don't forget, I'll be live on Saturday. I took last Saturday off because freaking taxes here in my country. I always procrastinate them. But so I needed the Saturday to get them done. They're done now, so I will be back live this Saturday in 2 days. I would love to see you out for that. But yeah, tactical strike groups, I'm excited about those. Not because I'm excited about choreographed content like that, but I think it's going to be cool to just have a mission that large and that deep to practice our own tactics against, you know what I mean? That's why I'm excited about it. Anvil Odin rumored. Nice. The name got pulled from a part of the website that got updated and then pulled. Ah, okay. Good to know. Mentioned in the updated Galactopedia on the website. Aha. Interesting. Anvil is, what's their other big shit? They have one other big shit. Are they is the Javelin Anvil? Man, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, that's right. Javelin's Aegis. Carrick and Liberator. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Carrick's a good one. A lot of low frame rates and desync, I'd imagine. Are you talking about the tactical strikes? I just have this weird view of TSGs that it should be the capstone of all the other features that could support it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of TSGs long term. It kind of falls into that bucket of non-sandbox gameplay that is not super exciting to me. I'm glad it's going to be in the verse. You know, I always got to repeat that. It'll take me the wrong way, but it's not the reason I'm in the verse. You know what I mean? But given the state of the game, like I'm still excited for it because, like I said, it's just going to give us an opportunity to stretch our space legs and get in there and try our tactics out and do that kind of stuff. So from that point of view, I'm looking forward to it. Do we know that it's going to be instanced? Like, is instancing shipping in 4.8? I didn't know that we got that. Yeah, TSG. I know the intent is that they are instanced. But the intent of a lot of things has been that it will be instanced, but instancing has not been ready, so. Carrick is back from the days when each ship team was an island and there were no shared assets, so when you compare the Carrick to a Paladin, very little. Yeah. I mean, we had the same problem with one of my favorite brands, which is Misk. I was just talking about that the other day, Griff. Like, if you compare like the Hull B, Hull C, a lot of these newer Misk ships to like the Misk Starfarer, like Starfarer looks like garbage. Even the Misk Freelancer, which is one of my favorite ships, doesn't really look anything like the newer Misk ships. That asset sharing started a while ago, though, because I remember one of the first Misk ships I acquired was the Hull A, and that was back in the 3.17 days, which has been, what, 2-3 years ago now? But the newer Misk ships share a lot in common with the Hull A, but yeah, not the Freelancer, not the Starfarer, which is surprising that the Starfarer was out so damn long ago, because refueling has been in such a bad shape. They still haven't even tested instancing in Evo? Yeah, that's what I thought. So if they haven't even tested it in Evo, like I would expect that TSGs are not going to be instanced in 4.8. That they're going to operate more like exclusive mode on Rockcracker, where you kind of get a secret location in space that nobody can get to. End of your tech? Yeah, maybe. Look at the Misk Endeavor. I think they ended up borrowing the cabin section for the Odyssey. Man, the Odyssey is the ship I'm very excited about. I even mentioned on a recent SCL or ISC, I forget which it was, whenever they were talking about how a lot of the ships that were in the backlog that have not been brought into the verse yet, it was because the gameplay was not there for them. In a lot of cases, not all cases, but one of the rare cases where they said the gameplay probably did exist was the Odyssey. I'm like, okay, well then come on, bring it. I'm ready. No, 9 new anvil ships over the next 3 years leading up to the battleship. Yeah, probably. That's kind of how the asset sharing works. All I currently want from them is to fix the Hull C. What's wrong with the Hull C? I haven't flown the Hull C in a while. Odyssey is a massive ship. I thought it was only like a little bit bigger than the Carrick. Am I misremembering that? A lot of gameplay missing for the Odyssey? Really? Well, yeah. The refining. I thought we already had hydrogen fuel scoops. Exploration, yeah. I got that. It kind of depends on how you define it, but I'm not the one that said it. They said it. On the ISC, they were like, yeah, we could probably make the Odyssey. There's enough gameplay there for that, but Endeavor, yeah, that's definitely missing a lot of gameplay. Word is last concept. Well, they said that themselves on air. They said that was going to be the last concept ship ever sold. Any guesses on the price for that thing? The Orion is an interesting one, Griff. I would love to know what mining is going to look like from the Orion. It just feels like, yeah, I don't even know how they're going to scale mining up to the Orion. Giant ship mining laser assets and, oh, that's a good point, actually. The Rockbreaker. I hadn't thought of that. That could, I mean, the Orion could just be a floating Rockbreaker gameplay on wheels. 5K? That's probably a good guess. 6K? I was guessing 5K. Yeah, it is bigger than the Jav. I just want the Arastra. Yeah, the Arastra is an exciting ship, and it feels like one that shouldn't be too far off, given the fact that the gameplay definitely exists for that ship. It's really just a kind of a combination between a mole and a rock delivery vehicle, right? Well, the onboard refining. We're missing that. I forgot about that. That thing has onboard refining. I was fully expecting to see player refining this year because of crafting. We still can't pull ore out of the ground and use it without taking it back to a hang and refining it and then whatever. So it just seems to me like refining is the natural follow on to crafting. But I haven't heard any mention of it. My beginning of year predictions, I even predicted that we saw the first refining ship we would see would be that Misk refining ship. I forget what it's called. It's a single purpose refining ship, not like the Arastra, which is like multi-function. What's up, Zulius? You missed the show, man. I'm glad you're here. 600 to 750 meter long is my guess for the Odin. I don't have the dimensions memorized for some other ships to know. Like, what's the length of the Javelin? Oh, you watched the mainstream? Cool. What I want in the game already is the Kraken. Expanse, that's the one. Yeah, I would expect we're going to see the Expanse before the Arastra, no doubt. Just because it's simpler. And they've got, I mean, the Arastra's on RSI assets. The Expanse is going to be built on MISC assets. We have plenty of those assets in circulation. We've been getting a lot of both MISC and RSI ships, so they're definitely both. Got to be approaching the pipeline in some way. And they have a lot of unannounced ships. Could be in there. Gotta get back and update the rest of the R&Rs and Stanton. Yeah. Javelin's 475, and you're estimating the Odin to be 600 to 750. That's insane. You got to justify a 5K price tag, though, so. They briefly touched on the ship refining a few SCLs ago. A lot different than it is now. Oh, I do remember that, Solace. Yeah, they did say that station refining is going to change with the release of ship refining. I'm all for it. I think that's cool. I would imagine that the crafting UIs that we have will influence the new refining. I would imagine that if we take a hard look at how crafting is working and what the UIs look like, we could probably see where the inspiration is coming from for the refining refactor. 800 meters, man, it just keeps going up. I bet we could hit 1,000 if we if we think about it real hard. You have a Kraken privateer in the hangar patiently waiting, man. I'm so pumped for the Kraken, and I do not have one pledged. I keep wondering, like, I have a Javelin in the hangar, and I would probably rather have a Kraken in my hangar. Oh shit, the Bengals 1,000? Well then, we need to increase the Bengal so that we can increase the Odin. Let's make the Bengal 1,500, and then we can make the Odin 1,000. Oh, it's 1.2? Okay, it's already more than 1,000 then. Oh, the Kingship's 2.8. Yeah, we can make the Bengal 1.5. And then the Odin can be 1,000. And then everybody gets their money's worth. Battlecruiser doesn't necessarily need to be a specific size, just a capital ship gunboat. Yeah. It's true, Griff. But I don't know if too many people will be willing to drop 5K on a ship that's not bigger than a Javelin. I don't know. I'm wondering mentally if people are thinking on like, you know, kind of like when you're buying a house and it's like a price per square foot. I think maybe a lot of people think price per meter on a starship. You know, if that number goes too high, that's probably not going to be a good deal. You know what I'm saying? Got to get that price per meter down a little bit. 142 releases this year. Also expect to see the Idris model in the PU get replaced with the one from... Really? You think they would replace it? Interesting. Okay. You think, I mean, don't they have the Javelin in Squadron? How long after Squadron ships do you think we're going to get the Javelin in the PU? I gotta admit, you know, whenever they do the ship shows and they always do those Javelin tours, I always felt like the Javelin looked old. I don't know if they plan on updating that model as well from Squadron, but you can definitely tell that it's been in the game a while. Kingship's bigger than 2.8. Retribution. I don't even know what the hell the Retribution is. Next year for Jab would be sweet. It's hard to keep up with the ship sizes. That's what I'm saying, Carbide. I think we just keep bumping them up. We just gotta keep bumping them up. Drop that cost per meter. Get us all more ship for our money. Didn't they say this Squadron 42 Javelin is different than the one in the PU, though? With the different interior and design? I don't know. I haven't heard that, but you're probably right. I just hope that it's looking pretty modern by the time we get it in the game. With such a big, pricey ship. You know, I'm just hoping it's, hoping it's got the feel of the improvements that we've seen in the recent ships. That was my thinking, Griff. They probably don't even have the entire thing physicalized in Squadron. Retribution is Dreadnought class. So is that an alien ship? Or is that on the UEE side? Oh, okay. Now Skaven says UEE secret project. Their answer to the Vandal Kingship. Man, there's so much lore here. I don't even know. I guess this is the bad part of being a anti-boss, anti-mission, anti-story guy. Like, I don't even know what the hell's going on around me, but say more. No, I didn't get any message in Discord. I'll go check here in a moment. If it was this morning or today, I have not been in Discord at all today yet. I woke up and rushed down here for this stream, and I've been doing this ever since, but we're going to call it here in a little bit. I'm supposed to be working. Like I said, I canceled a meeting to watch the SCL live. I'm going to have to go reschedule that thing. Basically, we busted out our Bengals. Vandals showed up, swinging their kingship, and UEE was like, dang it, hold my beer, I'm going to build the biggest ship. Oh, okay. Where do you read this stuff? Now I'm curious. Is this like on the website somewhere, or is there a hardback book people are reading? Yeah, exactly, Griff. That's how I assume Squadron will be. The Port Olisar ship they had in the Hull B video. I want one of those, yeah. I mean, that would have to be the biggest ship. Yeah, I'm with you, Griff. I don't think I wouldn't be upset if we could not own king ships and dreadnoughts, but even if we can't at first, there's always going to be that creep in the game, right? Kind of like EVE Online, you know, they didn't have dreadnoughts and stuff at the beginning either, but over the years, that stuff kind of creeps in. Subscriber vault stories? Well, I am a subscriber. I didn't even know there was vault stories. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Mauler has a pilot seat. I'm gonna steal it. Okay, Mauler's another ship I have not heard of. I mean, every game does it. Yeah, SC's not immune. I mean, that's one of the reasons, though, that I'm so adamant about wear and tear and things wearing out and loss and all that stuff, is because that's the stuff that fights against power creep. The more you take that stuff away, the more the makers of the game will have to rely on power creep to keep people engaged. You know what I mean? So you're shooting yourself in the foot if you are anti-power creep and anti-loss. Because you have to choose one or the other. It's the only two ways of keeping people engaged long term. So I want as much loss and wear and tear as we can get. Permanent wear and tear is why I starter someday do off-grid living and scavenging. I know, right, Griff? That's saying, like, I feel like I'm gonna have to have two accounts, because on one hand, I want to be in the thick of it and one of the largest orgs in the galaxy, and I want to do galaxy spanning operations and all that. But on the other hand, I also want to be like Luke Skywalker before he was a big deal, right? Just living on some dusty back planet, just living off the land. That'd be sweet. They need the Eve type thing for econ power creep loss. Yeah, I agree. Eve had a lot of loss. It worked well. Guild Wars 2 has been doing fine without power creeper loss. Really? Thank you so much for the follow, Joe Law. I wouldn't say Guild Wars 2 has been doing fine. I don't know anybody that plays Guild Wars 2. Like, it's not drawing me in. Awesome, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, but that's so like specific audience catering. Like, there's only so many people that are gonna find a lot of joy in hunting for legendary cosmetics. Like, you're not gonna capture the kind of player counts that we want to see in a game like Star Citizen with just chasing legendary cosmetics. Yeah, I don't buy that, Zulius. Like, that's just a very specific thing that sounds boring as hell to me. I'm sure a lot of people are in that boat. You're never going to entice me to play a game with cosmetic chasing. Yeah, I understand I'm saying to me, but I'm saying, like, when we talk about breadth and what's going to make Star Citizen different from other games, it's the wide array of loops and gameplay types, and like cosmetic chasing is one thing, right? That's just one loop that you're not going to. That's not a wide, broad draw. I haven't even thought about Guild Wars 2 in a long, long time. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's because like you get to an end of a game like that, and the only reason to keep playing is to look different. That's just not compelling. I still have Guild Wars 2 installed, even though I haven't played it in a while. I think they have the best mounts in an MMO. There you go. Fashion is widely regarded as the true endgame in most MMOs. Well, I'm going to hard disagree on that. That's not going to draw me. I'm there for the sandbox, not the attire. It was the same thing in ESO. Like, ESO went for a very horizontal model without loss. Like, I think horizontal is an amazing model to go, but I think you need loss. And I don't know. I aged out of ESO for the same reasons. Although they did have the infinite carrot on a stick that was like those points that you put into the trees at the end. Like, even that was not enough either. Either way, I think if you don't have enough loss in the game, you're just going to see power creep. That's how they'll keep people engaged. Like, I mean, that's how like World of Warcraft does it, right? Really, Zulus? Then why is Guild Wars 2 not the biggest game in history? If this is the ultimate end game for everybody on the planet, why is it not the biggest game in history? Why are we saying, well, maybe you're not saying it, but I'm saying Star Citizen will probably be the first game for everybody. Almost everybody. Yeah, but last I checked, WoW has a lot more players than Guild Wars 2. Why is that? If both Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft have a fashion endgame, then why does WoW have so many more players? I have opinions. It's not just traction. I mean, it's the power creep. That's what I'm saying. You have to choose. You either have loss or you have power creep. That's the two ingredients. WoW has a power creep. And it's going to keep people coming back. Just like Lost would. Like the fashion stuff that you're talking about is almost tangential to that. The way I see it. Fashion is my passion? Hell yeah, there you go, Riggsy. I say it's tangential because it really doesn't even have to intersect with the systems that we're talking about, right? I would expect a lot of people will play Star Citizen for fashion, decoration. I've said this repeatedly in the past. Like I think Star Citizen is doing very well if it captures that audience and you have a large number of people who are out there dressing their character, they're improving their living conditions, they're decorating their apartment, they're throwing social activities and parties and all that kind of stuff. Like I think Star Citizen will be doing very well if it captures that audience. But I don't think that is I don't think that has to intersect with the loss or power creep system at all. Kind of separate. I don't think I need to do research on MMO fashion. I've played a lot of MMOs. I understand that people chase fashion. A lot of people in my guilds chase fashion. I understand the draw to fashion in MMOs. I'm not arguing that it's not a draw for people or a game loop that people enjoy. I'm just arguing that it's not the only game loop. And I'm arguing that it's not going to draw all the players, right? That's a cool UE shirt. What? Mine? Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Definitely separate pillars. I agree. Speaking on fashion, they sold these at the last Star Citizen Live. Hey, when it comes to IRL fashion and sporting Star Citizen gear, I'm probably I have to be one of their top shoppers. I don't know because they bring out a shirt like this. You'll see me wearing this shirt on a frequent basis, and don't think that I won't do my laundry. But whenever they release a new shirt, I usually buy 5 of each. Like they released 3 new shirts at the sorry, not Star Citizen Live. I don't know why I said that. At the CitizenCon Direct. They released 3 new shirts, I believe. They released this one. They released the Drake shirt with the red lettering, and there was one other one. Oh, the RSI shirt. I was wearing that yesterday. I bought 5 of each, just right off the bat. Hey, say Patrick. Yeah, things are good, man. Yeah. Honestly, I think buying shirts has probably done as much for my concierge status as buying ships, which I didn't even realize that the merch shop goes towards your concierge status, by the way. But I don't know, man. I just have a thing for merch. You know, that's my weakness. I buy all the shirts, many of each. They did like sock packs. I got socks. I got the pint glasses, all the Star Citizen pint glass collection. I got the coffee cups. I got the other coffee things with the lids on them. I think there's one. Yeah, there's one right here. I got several of these things, man. These things are awesome. They got the little lids, so I could take this to go. Star Citizen, boom. Yeah. Merch is definitely I'm not trying to sell. I get no kickbacks, by the way. I'm not affiliated at all, but I don't know. I love the shit. That's quite sick, but fair. Yeah. Get me some sweet overalls for when I'm mining. Yeah, right? Dude, that'd be awesome if we got some like CIG overalls. Cosmetic transmog systems are just another good thing to add to MMOs as just one of the featured gameplay loops alongside. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Catalyst. Thank you. You said it more eloquently than me. It's just a loop. And I think what's going to make Star Citizen special and the first game for almost everybody is all these parallel systems that it goes broad and deep on each. So. PoE 2 and Diablo seem to like to sell as aesthetics, and I have really understood the draw to it. Yeah, that's the other thing that kills fashion chasing for me. I will say that back in 2004 through 2006, I personally was more into fashion than I am now because, and I talk about this all the time. This is why I hate microtransactions and I hate fashion or armor sales, right? Because now you just swipe a credit card, you look cooler. Back then, you had to work your ass off to look better. You know what I mean? And like when you had somebody standing on the Oregon mailbox and they were standing there in their tier 2 or their tier 3 armor, like you knew, holy shit, they're in a badass guild or they've done this or they've done that, and there was something to it. Nowadays, I walk through a game and I just see everybody on the same damn mounts that they're swiping credit cards for. I don't know. There's just nothing to it for me anymore. It just annoys me more than anything. That's why I don't give a shit about fashion anymore. I just have the long Levski mouse pad and 2 recently delivered metal posters. Yeah, I got the metal posters too. There's 3 though. It's not just 2. Yeah, I got to mount those. They're actually in a box right there. I can see them. I don't know where I'm going to put them in here. That's the problem. They got to come. They got to go in this room, but I don't know where. I was like, I could put them behind me so everybody can see them, but like, I've had this map ever since I started doing video content. I can't pull it down. I think it would upset people. If I put them above the map, you're not going to see them. So I don't think they're going to be visible. And there's so many windows in this room. I don't know. I don't have many places to mount them, but I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate you being here, St. Patrick. Been waiting forever for an Origin coffee mug. Just decided to make my own with the logo. Nice, dude. That's awesome. I would love an Origin shirt. You know, I got RSI, I got Drake. I would love a Mist shirt too. We don't have Mist shirts either. I was also looking at the chairs. Have you seen the chairs that Monster Tech does in combination with CIG? They have like the branded chairs, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to giving up the chair I have. This chair has done me so well. I just can't bear to replace it. But they have a Mariah chair, which is close to Misk. At least it's related. But I remember back in the Dark Age Camelot days, That black dye was something that was hard fought for and tough to find, but it looks so damn cool. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, Carbide. I remember that in didn't Ultimate Online have something like that too? Oh man, I can't remember which game I played, but I remember playing a game where black dye was the shit as well. Dude, that was such a thing back then, man. Black dye. Man, I can't remember what game I played though. I don't even know if Ultimate Online had dyeing. What game was it? Yeah, I can't remember. You know what? New World had dyeing. I remember, but again, they sold them on the shop, dude. It was lame. Not all of them, but even some of them is just enough to ruin it. You know what I mean? Okay, it was UO. I thought so. Yeah, I can even kind of remember the icons. Yeah, I thought so. That was big. That was before they sold the shit, man. That's back when it mattered. You know? I remember playing New World and getting into the dyes and stuff, because you could craft the dyes in that game. There was like a whole dye market. And then they started selling the coolest looking dyes on the store. Like, you know what? Hell with this. Shit's lame, dude. You'd rather see him collab with Secret Labs for a Titan EVO SE? That'd be cool. They meme on Secret Lab? I don't even know what Secret Lab is. I got this thing like, dude, I've had this thing for almost 10 years now. Yeah, 9 years I've had this chair. It still looks brand new. When I got it, I was moving from like a cheap Office Max chair, and I was getting such back pain, like lower back pain. It was getting bad, man. And since moving to this chair, I have not had an ounce of back pain, which is why I just can't even think about giving it up. I would be afraid that whatever chair I would replace it with, the back pain would come back. So hanging on to this thing as long as it lasts. And this was before these chairs got super popular. I remember I paid a really good price for this chair. Like now it's like double the price that I paid for it. And it was like during COVID, man, the price of these things just shot through the roof, and then they never came back down. It's a Gesture. What's the name of my chair? Gesture. It's made by who the hell makes it? Steelcase, I think is the name of the company. Fable 3, I think, had dyes. I never played Fable. Star Wars The Old Republic black dye was hard and expensive to get as well. Yeah, black dye was such a thing, dude. That's cool. You could eventually craft dye in Dark Age, but never sold it for money. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's what ruins it, man. They start selling that shit for credit card swipes, and it's just whatever. The one racing style chair company that actually doesn't break your bank as much. Oh, Secret Labs? Gotcha. I gotta look this up now. I've never heard of it. They look cool. I got a limited time offer, guys. Hurry over now, or that'll never happen again. Oh, look at this. Titan. Yeah, man, they look cool. I don't know how I'm just now hearing about this. I feel like I live under a rock sometimes. Everybody's talking about Secret Labs. I like the trim. Yeah, I love this. Like the lean back lock-in stuff, like mine does that. I love it. It's got so many controls. The other thing I really like about mine, I don't know if Secret Lab does this, is my armrests are completely adjustable. Like, they'll go in so many different ways. They go up, they go down, side to side. So, like, doesn't matter what position I'm in or what I'm doing, like, I can always get the arm support I need. I love that. That's another thing I could never give up. Herman Miller chair? I've heard of Herman Miller. I do understand that companies need to make money, though. It's such a tough line to walk. Yeah, I know, Carbide. I just think they need to be a lot more. I just wish they were more careful in how they made it. Like, I get that they make money, you know, and I mean, I dedicated a whole video on this channel to like how Star Citizen could make money, and I think I came up with a lot of good ideas on how they could make money without ruining our immersion. Like, I hate that Star Citizen sells armor and weapons. I think it sucks. But I would be totally fine with them selling us furniture for our houses, selling us apartments, renting us apartments. Charge me a sub, like an actual IRL sub, to maintain an apartment in the verse, especially one with like its own hangar, a sweet luxury penthouse in Orison or New Babbage, stuff like that. Advertising, in-game advertising. Advertise your little business you're running or your org or all that stuff. Dude, charge us for that. Like, there's so many things I would be willing to pay money for. And dude, I will swipe a credit card until I feel like it's ruining the game. But selling me armor? Nah, dude, I'm not into that. Don't sell us the things that removes the magic from playing the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, get your own Orison platform to live on. 100%, dude. Stuff like that. Yeah, charge us out the ass for it. Would love it. Another thing I thought about, VIP clubs, right? Charge us to be a member of a VIP club so that we get priority feeling access to like these cool areas in airports or the spaceports. Like, maybe we get access to a special lounge that has like just conveniences, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they got water bottles and all the cool things that you might want to stock up on before you leave the space station. Dude, I'd pay for that. Make it all ritzy feeling, you know, like all white, like apple-y. Totally down for that. Dude, I understand Zulus, but like, to Carbide's point, like, they got to make money somehow, and I would much rather them make money selling us things that we don't need than things we do need. I need armor. I need weapons. I don't need a freaking house in New Babbage, right? I'm totally fine paying for that. You're gonna have whales that will just shell out the ass for that stuff. Yeah, exactly. An entrance to the Chairman's Club in Orison. That's what they should be selling us. People pay for that shit. Just like real life, man. Like, why do people buy Reebok pumps back in the day, you know? They didn't actually make you jump higher. It's just fashion. Just a statement like, hey, I'm richer than you, dude. People will pay for that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't buy the monthly armor bundles. I understand where you're coming from, but... And the ship has sailed. They're not going to stop. But I won't support it. But I'll support the hell out of advertising or apartment rentals or the Chairman's Club. Oh yeah, I'll do that shit. Decals would be another one. Like, sell us decals to put on our ships. Let us put like a badass Thunderbird on the hood. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Stuff like fuzzy dice, decorations, posters. Yeah, monetize the shit out of that. I'm fine with all that. But don't sell me a freaking laser gun. Hate that. And merch. Merch is a great one. Yeah. These things look cool. I'm still looking for wheels that I can lock with Bluetooth. If anybody ever runs across them. I want a button on my arm so that whenever I go to put my feet up on my pedals for flying, I hit this button on my arm, boop, my wheels lock. Because dude, it's a total first world problem having to like bend all the way over to lock my wheel manually. I hate it. No, I actually have an issue where it does hurt to do it. That's so I'm kind of serious. I would love a Bluetooth wheel lock. Dude, these chairs have NFC tags. Woo! Anti-counterfeit. What I'm talking about. What do these things cost? Shop now. Okay, well, it's more reasonable than what these things went up to. This is closer to the price I paid for the chair that I have back whenever I bought it. But the price just went through the freaking roof. I would not recommend anybody get this chair now. As well as it's done for me. Like, I don't know why they went up so much. Yes, but you're talking about FOMO exploitation. You're right, I don't need housing, but I want it. And losing it for failure to keep up payments is soul crushing. On the other hand, sure, I need armor, but I buy that from a store, it's no better. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could always do both ways, Liz. I'm not saying that the housing has to be paid for. I'm just saying that that would be a much better option. Like, I would much rather see them offer like a way of acquiring housing in-game and with a credit card, is what I'm saying. I would much rather see that than armor and weapons and bullshit like that. And maybe the best housing is credit card only. I'd be fine with that. I don't give a shit. I have a couple armor bundles, but mostly just to mostly so you have a starter set. Yeah, I mean I've done that. I was dumb enough to purchase some of the UAEC. They were selling those packs of 20k UAEC. I bought a couple of them just so whenever the game comes out, I know I have some starting funds. That was like really early on in the project. I haven't done that in a long time. That was before I knew better. The price is just shitty as hell. you're paying, I don't even know what, like $10 for 20,000. I mean, that's nothing. Check out the variants. Oh, there's variants on this stuff. Where do you see the variants at? Skins? Oh, that's cool. You could buy skins for your chair. That's amazing. Oh, the shop now page? Oh, variant. Got it. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Pokemon, baby? Genshin Impact? Oh my gosh. This is funny. Monster Hunter? Okay, yeah. I see now. I see what's going on here. Do they have Star Citizen? League of Legends, oh my god. Wow. Oh, Game of Thrones, that's badass. Fucking Minecraft. Diablo 4? I'm gonna be doing a Diablo 4 stream the end of this month. Maybe I should get one of those chairs for that. There's no Star Citizen, man. Nah, so that's why you're saying you'd like to see him do a collab. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Well, have you guys seen the monster tech chairs? These guys collabed. Let's see if they added any new ones. So you got the RSI one. Looks pretty good. The Mirai. They look like thrones, yeah. The color on the Mirai ones I thought was cool. What's this? The Paladin. Okay, this is new. I haven't seen this one. There you go. Anvil Paladin. Looks pretty cool. What's this one? Drake? What the hell? This is new too. Oh my god, look at the they do the freaking fuzzy seat, man. That's so Drake. Wait, what the hell? Haptics? You can get haptics in this shit? 14 actuators with haptic feedback in the seat and backrest. What? The chair can be set in a fixed position for optimal pedal use. Wait, I wonder if these have remote brake shit. That'd be sweet. Oh my god, man, this chair is so Drake. Look at this piece of shit. Dude. Oh man. This just cracks me up. Like, it's so like hodgepodge put together with the freaking Drake symbol, the fuzzy seat, and this like yellow black working thing along the side. Oh my god. Definitely fits the theme. But anyway, yeah, these are officially licensed by SIG, so I guess this is who they're doing their collabs with. Okay, there you go. There's the haptics. Well, if they're officially partnering with SIG, I wonder if these haptics are actually integrated in some way. That'd be cool. There you go, complete haptic feedback. Connect the seat to your PC via USB. The software will recognize the seat and you're ready to go. That's new, I thought. I don't remember seeing that whenever I first looked at these. Does it have them on all of them? Okay, they all have them. Interesting. Caster and rotation brake. Oh, you know what? That's something I don't know if my chair has. I don't think it has a rotation brake, but that doesn't really bother me. It's the wheels that need locked. Anyway. They have an RSI version that I was going to grab until I saw the ridiculous price. Yeah. Well. Freaking good chairs are expensive, man. And they've only gone up. I think the chair that I'm sitting on, like whenever I bought it, I paid a little bit more than the these other ones we were looking at. These ones were what, like $5.99? I think $7.99 is what I paid for the one I'm sitting in. Yeah, $5.79. I paid $70.99 for the one I'm sitting in, and they more than doubled, I think. These don't look nice. These don't look cool at all. They're definitely not gamer chairs. What's the price on these now? Probably insane. Oh, there's a discount. Yeah, see, they've more than doubled. $14.69. That's freaking insane. But they're on sale, guys. $12.48. Yeah, I would never pay that. But again, whenever I got it, it was only $7.99. But it's done well for me. Heading out. All right, see you, Griff. Yeah, thanks for the stream. I'm gonna wrap up here. The stream was cool. I'm looking forward to 4.8. Sounds like we're gonna get a lot more crafting blueprints. What else? Freaking, I'm looking forward to streaming the my first foray into the fleet battles that we're getting in 4.8. Definitely plan on that happening here. Take the org out and see what we can do in those. Should be fun. But yeah, again, I'll be back at it Saturday. I'll probably be playing a little Star Citizen on Saturday. Maybe digging into some of the news and happenings around the interwebs. Interested in what else is coming 4.8? Yeah. Yeah. They keep adding stuff. That's the thing. Every time I turn around, there's a new video about some new thing they just talked about coming to 4.8. So we'll see. Yeah. I'll be back on Saturday, guys. Hope to see you then. Until then, take care. Grolo out.